My. Welcome. I don't know if you guys can see me and hear me. You obviously can't see me. I don't have a webcam. But see this Super Mega Graphics logo with the stars flying past and hear my voice. I'm doing a Restream test. This is not using Restream.io. This is using just OBS, so it's a different kind of way of doing this. There's a plugin to multi-stream, which I discovered. So I figured, what the hell, I'll test it out and see how it works. So I am streaming to YouTube and Rumble at the same time right now, and I don't know how well this is going to work. I set it to do 1080p 60 frames per second on both. Now, is this going to prove to be too much for my computer to handle? So far, so good. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I'm visible and live to anybody that's watching. If you happen to hop in here and see this, any kind of help testing this would be great. If you could just give me some feedback as far as how it sounds and looks, and if there's any issues, obvious technical issues that you're noticing. Because I'm, like I said, in the process of just testing this out. So I'm going to be checking it myself, seeing how it goes. Here's YouTube. Hop in here and see this. Yeah. Any kind of help testing this would be great if you could. YouTube seems to be working very well. And let me check my Rumble and see how that looks and works. Rumble. Let's see what we got there. Rumble. See how that looks. Yeah, Rumble looks good too. Rumble. Rumpelstiltskin. Anyway, it seems to be working. It seems to be good. Well, that's interesting. That means I could actually do multi-streams. Duck, silly goose. Yes, it sounds terrible. Oh, damn it. Damn it. Well, I can't do anything about my voice. My voice is my voice. But, the quality of the actual broadcast hopefully sounds okay. It sounded pretty good on my phone. So, there's that. Maybe we could bring up something on the Xbox here. Take a look at something while we're discussing. I can put virtual on and have it do a random battle where it's robots fighting, and we can talk over that. It's a little more interesting than just the logo with the stars anyway. Very Alex Jones like. If I want to talk like Alex Jones, I talk like Alex Jones, okay? This is, I'm not Alex Jones, though. My name's Alexander Kraken. That's the name. And if I was going to talk like Alex Jones, I certainly wouldn't want to talk about Big Pharma once again trying to push their medicine on all of us Americans who are just good tax-paying stand-up citizens just trying to do our patriotic duty to protect the United States from all these corporate interests and all these everybody's got their hand in your pocket looking to deceive you, looking to swindle, looking to connive. Anyway, you get the point. Observer, computer. Oh, you guys can't see it because I don't have it up. Let me bring it up. Boop. I brought it up. Computer versus computer. I like to watch. There we go. We'll have that running while we're chit-chatting. Oh yeah. Robot versus robot violence. I'm actually pretty happy. This is not using very much. This is barely using any resources at all. I'm not dropping any frames. Everything seems to be working pretty well. Maybe it could be a little bit higher bit rate. That's probably true. Fake robots. They're not even in disguise. Everyone agrees. These are the worst robots. These robots aren't fooling anyone. Yes, these robots are more robotic than Sleepy Joe. I don't think I can adjust the quality of the output while I'm doing it, but I'm going to try. We'll see what happens. See if that gets any better. Hopefully it doesn't break the streams. I just upped the output bitrate a little bit. Just want to see if it makes any difference. Maybe not. Might not make any difference. Try. See if I can do it. Might be able to push it a little more. Okay, let's see if that does anything. Oh yeah, I think that made a difference. Hopefully I don't start dropping frames, but so far so good. It's pretty cool to see this running on both the Rumble and YouTube. Not too bad. Not too bad. You know, my plan was to basically use Rumble as like a storage facility for videos that I make for YouTube. But it's kind of, you know, it's kind of a pain to put the videos on both services. But I'm still doing it. It's just I don't get to a lot of times I'm not getting to the Rumble stuff right away, so it's kind of taking a little while before I remember to move the videos over there. But if I can stream to both of them at the same time, that's pretty cool. I like that. I was going to use restream.io, but in order to restream to Rumble, it was going to make me use a custom server. It sounds awful. Push it real good, yes. Hopefully Sega gets around to releasing a Dreamcast Mini. Dude, if Sega would do that, that would be badass. Or Saturn Mini, Dreamcast Mini. I'll take either one. I'll take both. That'd be pretty badass. I don't know. It's been a while since Sega's done that, though. Since they did the Genesis Mini. They kind of did that little Master System thing, but not really. It was like, what was it? Game Gear? Those little handheld Game Gear things that were like one game on each one or something like that. Duck Silly Goose says, from what I can see, the video on Rumble appears to be ahead of YouTube. Yeah. They're going to be different because... I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. That's based on how they handle things on their side of stuff. Yeah, the Rumble thing is definitely ahead. I guess because there's less for it to deal with. It's just sort of putting it straight out there. I don't know. I don't know. Master System Mini is needed. Yeah, Luke, thank you for sharing with me this update from Analog. We should mention that. We're talking about stuff. I guess Analog has more of the Analog Duos and more of the Analog Pockets, and people can just order them and they're shipping them out. So if anybody's looking for something like that, those are available. I'm not looking for anything like that, but I know a lot of people are, and I don't know how long they'll be available, so it's pretty cool. Mike says Sega also did a Sega Genesis Mega Drive 2 Mini. That is true. That is true. And those are really good. I actually bought one for some of my friends that live up in Canada and gave it to them. I didn't get one for myself. I bought two of the TurboGrafx Minis, and one I gave to my brother, and one I had for a long time, and I ended up selling it. Then I bought that Sega Genesis Mini that I sent to my Canadian friends. I also bought, there's a pretty cool little HDMI Genesis clone from, I can't remember which company, Hyperkin, I think. And I gave that to my brother, and that was really good. It was like 720p, but it was solid. It was a really good way to play Genesis games. So I gave him that with several Genesis games. But I haven't bought the mini stuff in years. I used to have I had the Super Nintendo Mini, the NES Mini, TurboGrafx Mini. I don't have any of that stuff anymore. Duck Silly Goose says you definitely don't want Analog Duo. Wink wink nudge nudge. Okay. You are the devil. You the devil. Bobby Boucher, you the devil. How dare you, sir? You know, this is bullying. You're bullying me. What do y'all think? Does it look good? I mean, does it sound good? Is the quality good? I mean, like, seriously though, like, I know it's not perfect, but you think this will be a pretty good way to do this restream stuff? Seems to be pretty good to me. I can actually restream to more than just two places. Like, I could add Twitch if I wanted to, Facebook. Like, there's a bunch that I could add to this if I wanted to. But I don't think I want to do more than two. I couldn't keep up with more than, like, if I do this, I got to keep up with 2 chat rooms. And that's plenty. That's more than enough. Hopefully it looks okay. I'm pretty happy with this. It's going much better than I thought it was. I thought I was expecting that this wouldn't even work and I'd have all kinds of weird problems. I'm pretty shocked, actually. So I'm hearing a lot of conflicting information about this Microsoft press conference that's supposed to happen. Apparently not tomorrow, but Wednesday, I think, is when this is supposed to happen. And apparently they're going to come out and announce their plans for what's going on and give an explanation of everything. But I'm hearing a lot of conflicting things. You know, it's been a bunch of just wild rumors flying through the air, you know, lots of different conjecture and speculation about what the hell is going on. So I'm curious what you guys have heard and what you think about all that stuff too. Duck Silly Goose says, looks good to me. If you can dual stream, why not do it? Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. There's a way where you can combine both chats into one and see them all together. That I need to figure out. I don't know how to do that. So that I need to figure out. Mike says one of the coolest mini reproductions was the one done by Zuki of the X6. Oh, that's cool. Have to check that out. Warped Polygon, what's up? It says, what version of Vaughn is this? What version of... Oh, Virtual On. This is the one for the Xbox 360. This is running on my Xbox Series S. So yeah, we're hearing all this crazy stuff about Xbox and what could be happening. And man, every day it's like... I've heard multiple different variations of ideas about what people think is going to happen. You know, everything from they're exiting the console thing, they're not going to make consoles anymore, they're going to rebrand Xbox Game Pass to Microsoft Game Pass, they're bringing all their games to PlayStation and I guess some to Switch. They're bringing some games to PlayStation and Switch, and they're going to bring Game Pass to PlayStation and Switch. I hear people saying that, I heard, this was a crazy one I heard today, that Microsoft is going to make a new Xbox for their next gen system, but it's not going to be anything like the regular Xbox, and it's going to be made by their Microsoft Surface team. And apparently it would be like a Switch, like a Microsoft Switch, where it has it's like a tablet with controllers and stuff. I heard that today. I don't know about any of this stuff. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. I don't know that any of this stuff has any truth to it at all. But there's definitely a press conference coming on Wednesday. So, yeah. We'll have to see what that looks like and what that means. So, I don't know. What do I think is going to happen now? And what do you guys think? That's the other thing. What do you guys think is going to happen? Because clearly something is happening. Clearly. If I'm to believe most of the rumors, then it looks like they're bringing some of their big titles to PlayStation. And I think that's probably the most likely thing that is going to happen. And beyond that, I don't know what to expect. It could get crazy. It could get crazy. But I guess Phil Spencer did a town hall meeting with the Xbox people, all the employees, and gave them his personal assurance that they're not going to quit making Xbox consoles. Now, what does that mean? And what is that? What are the details of that? What does he mean by Xbox consoles? Right? And is that actually true? I don't know. This is just, it's crazy. It's a weird time right now. There's a crazy, and I guess Nintendo is going to be doing a Nintendo Direct this week too. And people are speculating, oh, these things are related, you know? Microsoft and Nintendo are in cahoots, and there's some related announcement where they're going to be announcing a partnership or something. I don't know. Mike says, Sharp X6800 computer had close to arcade perfect ports. Dude, it is a great computer. I've never had one. But I've seen it do some awesome stuff for sure. The X68000 is a home computer created by Sharp. Yeah. It's first released in '87. It had a lot of different upgrades. Yeah, I have a game on my PlayStation. It's a Castlevania game that was originally released on that computer. It's like a remake of the original Castlevania. But it's on PlayStation. I think it's on other things too. But yeah, the 68,000 can do some awesome stuff. Absolutely. Those old school computers are very fascinating to me. Very, very much so. The Japanese computers especially. Warp Polygon says, I think they're going to open their library to other platforms but still make consoles. Yeah, that's what I think too. I mean, I think that's the most likely of all the rumors, is that they're going to start putting their games on other things. That's what you're hearing that repeated over and over by pretty much everybody, right? So, oh, my controller turned off. Hang on. Sorry. There we go. So that's probably definitely going to happen. Beyond that, it's just the Wild West with all these crazy things that I'm hearing. All these, like I said, some of this stuff seems pretty far-fetched, but when you don't know what's going on and people are wildly speculating all this different stuff and claiming to have sources that have told them these various things, it makes you like really unsure what to believe. You really don't know what is real. So we're going to find out though. Wednesday, apparently. Mike says it's like Sega Genesis Mega Drive on steroids. Yeah, the 68000. Yeah, people were scared that Microsoft was going to pull a Sega. Yeah, man. That you hear, I'm hearing that a lot. The idea Microsoft's going to go third party. They're going to stop making hardware. But apparently, I mean, if what we're hearing is true, then Phil is telling the Microsoft employees that that's not going to happen as far as like abandoning hardware. Maybe it's sort of like they're going to become sort of a third party for everybody, but they're still going to make their own hardware and just not really, I mean, I don't know, man. That seems very counterintuitive to me because like if you've put all your best games on everything, like we'll just use the PlayStation for example. If they put Halo and Gears of War and Starfield and Sea of Thieves and whatever, they put all these games, they put them on PlayStation. So why would you buy an Xbox if you can buy a PlayStation and play all of the Xbox games and all the PlayStation games? That's the conundrum. If they're going to stay in the hardware market and put their games out on everything, to me, that's like, I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense to me. Maybe it could make sense and I just don't get it. But it just seems very convoluted. Warp Polygon says, just providing games, however they can, but still give the means to play. Are we going to see a Panasonic Xbox style arrangement, blue ticket consoles? Wow. Now that's it. I have not heard that suggested. Were you talking about like opening up the architecture, like letting anybody make an Xbox that wants to make an Xbox? A Sanyo Xbox, Gold Star Xbox. Could be be wild. Mike says there's a strong possibility in that rumored hybrid console handheld gaming device from Microsoft being a possibility. I heard that talked about today. This idea that the Surface team, the Microsoft Surface tablet team, would be working on a handheld Xbox that would be their next gen system. I mean, we've heard rumors that Sony has a handheld. In fact, I had heard a couple of years ago that Sony had a handheld completely ready to go, that they had everything done on this other handheld that was like supposedly like a portable PS4, and they just didn't release it. They just kept it. They had it all ready to go, and then that's it. It just stayed, sort of like that Batgirl movie, They just kept it in the vault. But we've heard rumors that Sony's got something, and it's not this thing that they put out. You know what I'm talking about? This remote play thing that they have? It's not that. It's an actual portable console. I don't know. Is this where things are going? Are we going to have all these companies fighting over portable space again? I mean, good luck beating Nintendo at that. I mean, they've proven time and time again that that is their home field. They have home field advantage when it comes to portable stuff. So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see what happens. And don't get me wrong, because I have a PSP and a PSP Go. I used to have a Vita. The Vita's awesome. I actually might get another Vita at some point. Maybe not, if they're actually going to bring out a new console. But I like Sony's handhelds. They're all, I thought, really good. A Microsoft handheld, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's... I mean, if they're really going to put their games on everything, on all the other platforms, Microsoft's going to have a hard time selling you their platform. You know what I mean? Just because of what I was talking about. They're going to have some difficulty with that. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Robert Rivera. What's up? What's up? I'm just doing a test multi-stream right now to see how this works. I'm streaming to both Rumble and YouTube using a plugin that I got. It's called, the plugin, if you're interested in it, is called Sorayuki. Sorayuki. That's Sorayuki. And it's free. You don't have to pay anything for it. And it's really easy to set up. You just copy it into your OBS directory, and then if you go into your docs, you'll see it listed in there, and you pull it up, and then you just set up your additional servers that you want to stream to. And then when you stream, it automatically goes to however many you set up, and you can set up several. So, seems to be working pretty good. Mike says, I doubt Microsoft is going to pull a 3DO and allow multiple electronic companies to manufacture versions of their hardware. Seems too risky. Dude, that would be crazy. I don't see that happening either. I definitely don't. Yeah, I don't know what to expect though. I'm kind of like baffled by this whole thing with Microsoft. But, you know, they're definitely gonna there's big changes coming. You know, there's big changes coming. What those changes will be, we will have to find out together. But right now, I do not know. I do not know. We'll hang out and stream for just a little bit longer because, like I said, I'm pretty much just testing this to see how it works. Not really planning on doing like anything major tonight other than this. I sent you a link that might help. Oh, to combine the chats. Ah, okay. I'll check that out when I get done here. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Robert says, so no more Xbox. I don't know. I don't know what to think. That's one of the rumors. I'm hearing that people are saying that they might be exiting the hardware business, and then I'm hearing people saying not only are they not exiting the hardware business, they're going to be going a whole different direction in the hardware business and working on this portable system. I don't know if that's true. I don't know what is true. Something's true. There's some kind of change coming. You know, GameStop put out a flyer, and they were referring to Xbox Game Pass as Microsoft Game Pass, and then they got called out on it, and apparently it caused like a big stink, and they had to go back and change their messaging, and now they pulled that and they replaced it, and they're referring to it as Xbox Game Pass again. Did they let the cat out of the bag and say something too soon? Or was that just a coincidental typo? I don't know. I find it difficult to believe that that's a typo. I mean, that would be a hell of a coincidence for something like that to happen right when all this other stuff is going on. But that doesn't mean it's not. That doesn't mean that's not a coincidence. I don't know. I have no answers. I just have a lot of questions. Luke says, I heard it's going to be the Microsoft Dreambox. It's basically Dreamcast 2. Well, the Xbox is the Dreamcast 2. I mean, we all know that from everything that went on. So that would mean that the Xbox 360 would be the Dreamcast 3. The Xbox One would be the Dreamcast 4. And the series consoles would be the Dreamcast 5. So I'm playing on a Dreamcast 5S. That's what this video is being, this game is being shown on, a Dreamcast 5S. Yes. Robert says, I hope so. I like Xbox. I like Xbox too. I I like all of them, and I don't like all of them. I have things that I like about all of them and things I don't like about all of them, you know? But I don't want any of them to go away. We definitely need competition, you know? More options is more gooder, you know? More options is more gooder. Mike says, look how many companies are making their own Switch-like gaming devices, so it seems Microsoft wants a piece of the... Yeah, see? Right. Because Steam has their Steam Deck, and then there's these other companies that are making, you know, portable PC gaming devices that are like that. There's all these retro gaming devices that are out there that are... I mean, there's some really cool little ones. You know, I saw one that's... it's kind of designed to be like a Sega Saturn pad, and it even has a 4x3 screen. That one's pretty cool. But like as far as modern stuff, there's plenty of really cool like handheld PCs that are out there. Gaming specialized handheld PCs. Luke says the gaming market is very oversaturated at this point. That's the major issue. Well, what do you mean oversaturated? What do you mean by that? Like, you mean there's too many games? Like indie games? Or too many companies in general? I know that, I mean, one of the things that we all have watched is a lot of these big corporate, like, behemoths are basically absorbing the other companies, right? Like Microsoft has bought, I don't know how many different publishers and companies. Sony has bought a whole bunch of different ones. Nintendo has acquired different ones. There's big companies that are owned by like foreign companies from like the Middle East that have bought like a whole bunch of companies and put them all under one umbrella. That's what I've noticed is a whole lot of consolidation, and I don't like that at all because that's really ruined gaming. You know, a lot of IPs are never going to get releases. They're never going to get new games because there's no teams to make the games. There's just IPs that are owned by these big conglomerates now. So, the gaming market. Oh, you mean too many consoles? Well, there's definitely a lot of variations of hardware, for sure. There's a lot of variations of hardware. You know, I like one of the since you're talking about variations of hardware, you know, one of the things that I've seen a lot of people talk about was how the Xbox Series S held back everything on the console space, and they're basically blaming the Xbox Series S for ruining video games because all these companies that wanted to make games for the new hardware had to limit what they were doing based on the Series S. And I'm like, well, look, if it's true that can happen, then why has that not been something that has held back gaming on PC since the inception of open hardware platforms? Like, because if you make games for PC, you have minimum system requirements, which you can set arbitrarily to whatever you think the minimum requirement should be, but you have to set that at something reasonable. You can't expect everybody to have 4090s and, you know, the absolute best, you know, Threadripper, you know, CPU or whatever. You have to set your minimum system requirements at something that makes some kind of sense. So if the argument is that the Series S has held back gaming, why is that not true for PC gaming? Why? I mean, PC gaming is the most advanced. PC gaming is where all of the bleeding edge technology is. That's where the, you know, everything, you know, that's the pinnacle of technology as far as gaming engines and all these kinds of effects and different things like that. And that's happening in a space that has absolutely no structure. You know, there's like, you know, 500 different video cards you could probably buy, if not more, you know. So I just don't buy that whole idea that the Series S held back what was possible on the new consoles. I'm like, I don't think so. you know. Because I heard people say, well, the problem is they had to make the games like they couldn't make the games next gen. Because they had to run on the Series S, and I'm like, I don't believe that at all. You know, if that was true, you would see that same problem reflective in the PC space, and you don't see that. But anyway, Luke says Series S held back the games for Microsoft. My understanding is that they were developing the games around the Series S, and that's why most of their games are locked at 30 frames per second. Well, if they're... Let me say this. If game developers for the console space decide to lock their game at 30 frames per second and have it, you know, basically hamstrung and not take advantage of better hardware when better hardware is present, then that's counterintuitive to what they do in the PC space. That's actually a completely different methodology for developing and releasing your games from what you do in the open market, in the PC market. So that's really interesting to me, you know, that you would code your game in such a way to where you're going to, I guess, just take the absolute laziest way out possible and just have it be the lowest end without any kind of ability to recognize what hardware that's running, you know? I don't really understand that. But whatever. Maybe that's true. Maybe the system that Xbox runs on, maybe its operating system is so limited that they have no way of doing that, and the only thing they can do is just have it run on the lowest common denominator. I don't know. You know? I don't think that that's true, though, because, like, for example, I remember back when I had an Xbox One X. So I had Halo 5, right? And I had Halo 5, and if you ran it on a regular Xbox, it ran at 30 frames per second at 720p. But if you ran it on an Xbox One X, the game runs at 60 frames per second, and I believe it was at 1080p. It always ran at 60 frames for me because I got it when I had an Xbox One X. And I didn't have to change any settings. So it seems to me like this argument doesn't make a lot of sense. Because if I know for a fact it's possible that a game on an Xbox can just automatically look better and run better based on the hardware that you run it on. That they're able to code that in. They did it on Halo 5. They've done it on all the backwards compatible stuff. Depending on what hardware you're running it on, you get different, you know, degrees of enhancement. You know, there's that kind of stuff is there. It is possible. So why it would be impossible for current Xbox games to do that, I'm not sure. This is why when I say I'm not buying that, that's what I mean. Doesn't make sense to me. Mike says you got various versions of Valve, Steam Deck, Asus, Aug Rally. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of different things out there that are all... And, you know, Luke, you're right. There's a lot of different hardware options out there, especially for PC. I mean, that's, you know, there's so many different things out there, and they keep bringing out new things all the time. It's a lot of stuff out there. Luke says Microsoft once again has a more powerful console than Sony, but Sony is still outselling Microsoft, which goes to show that being a powerhouse doesn't matter. It's the games. Luke, you are 100% correct. In fact, it's never mattered. You know, traditionally, the most powerful console has almost never been the market leader. It's almost always been a lower powered, cheaper console because, you know, because of the games. Absolutely. That's absolutely true. Mike says mobile technology is evolving fast and getting better. Yeah, the stuff they're doing in the mobile space and they're able to accomplish for these portable PCs, these like handheld gaming PCs that look like, you know, Nintendo Switches and whatever. It's crazy. You know, I can't, I'm very curious to see what's going to happen with the new Nintendo console. And, you know, if Sony and Microsoft end up doing something similar, I'd be very interested to see what that is as well. Luke says, look at the numbers the Switch has sold, and it was behind the other consoles of last gen at launch. Yeah, the Switch is obviously Nintendo, man. They know what they're doing. You know, maybe they made a misstep with the Wii U. Although, Luke, you and I, we love the Wii U. The Wii U is an awesome little... It's the little console that could, but nobody believed in it. But, yeah, the Switch has just been a monumental success. Mike says, look at the original Game Boy, DS, Wii, PlayStation 2. All were weaker than their competitors' hardware, but look how successful they were. 100%. 100%, dude. Yeah. PS2, obviously, you know, backwards compatibility helped them, but also DVD. I mean, PS2 is like, come on, that's insane. But yeah, the DS, the Wii was a great one because it was way underpowered for the generation it was competing in, and it didn't matter at all. The Wii didn't even have, for the longest time, it was pretty much just Wii Sports. And some people only ever bought Wii Sports, you know, that came with the console. But it still sold just an insane amount. You know, like I said, Nintendo usually knocks it out of the park. They know what they're doing. Okay, well, guys, I'm going to consider this a very successful test run. I've only dropped 7 frames the whole time I've been doing this. And that same 7 frames was dropped back when I was changing the output bit rate. So I think I won't even be dropping frames when I'm doing this normally. 60 frames per second, 1080p on both Rumble and on YouTube, streaming at the same time. I'm very happy with this. And I really appreciate you guys being here and hanging out for a little bit while I'm testing this and giving me your thoughts and feedback. Thank you very much for that. So, yeah, we'll find out what happens Wednesday with Microsoft. Guys, I hope maybe I'll do a stream Wednesday and we can talk about it some more. But maybe I'll do something tomorrow. I don't know. But this has been pretty cool. So I'm going to wrap up here. So Mike, Luke, Warped Polygon, Robert Rivera. On the Rumble side, it looks like it was Luke. I don't know if anybody else was in there, but you know, thank you guys so much for hanging out. This was awesome. This was a great test, and I'll be back again soon with some more stuff. So, yeah, thank you. And go watch something else. There's plenty of other good people doing stuff right now, probably. So, go check out what they got going on. And I will catch you guys later. Thanks.